Well, bear with me as I try to hold it together. Cynthia is a dear friend of mine. Unfortunately, we met in bad circumstances. My youngest son served in the Marine Corps with her other nephew. And we became close friends since then due to tragic events. And ever since then, we've been in and out of touch with each other, but as of recently, she's become a dear part of my life. July 4th for most people is a great day of celebration. Unfortunately, it's become a tragic event for my family. My oldest son, Scott, and he served in the Army National Guard and is a corrections officer in the state of Colorado for the Colorado Women's Prison. July 4th, him and his then fiance were coming home from work, and she got into an argument with a neighbor in reference to a minor child setting off fireworks that were coming into my son's apartment window. My son and her proceeded up into the apartment and got their dogs to go out for a walk. And as the girlfriend proceeded down, there was a verbal exchange between the child's mother and her. My son came down behind her and tried to break up the argument. She turned the argument from the girlfriend to my son. It's dark, it's 4th of July. My son couldn't say anything. She was coming at my son with her hand raised. My son, self-defense mode, being in the military, as you're aware, defend yourself, stand your ground. And being in corrections, he pulled his weapon to his chest and said, back up, because he didn't know what she had. As she got closer, my son saw it was a glass globe, so he reholstered his weapon and said, stand back, I don't want to argue, I just want to walk my dog. She proceeded to hit my son with the globe. My son's now bleeding, and now there's an altercation, screaming and arguing. One of the children run to the apartment and get the boyfriend. This is all on video from this point. You can see the boyfriend walking down the walkway, takes his glasses off, proceeds to my son, and hits my son, throws his body into my son, and reaches for his weapon. My son is licensed to carry. He feels the hand on his weapon, so he pulls the weapon in self-defense, fires one shot. Unfortunately, the gentleman was killed. My son attempted to give CPR. They wouldn't allow my son near him. My son did not flee the scene. He did not run. He's never been in trouble with the law. He's done everything he possibly could. He heard the sirens coming. He walked towards the sirens. They arrested my son. The one officer told my son, don't say anything. Don't speak. Don't say a word. We're just going to take care of this. My son was charged with second-degree murder. He is currently, December 16th, will be 4 years of a 37-year sentence. At the sentencing, the judge looked at the mother and said, how old is your son? When he passed, 37. Turned to my son and said, you now have 37 years in jail. The footage was not allowed to be shown. Only pieces of the footage were pulled out. On the full recording, you can hear the woman saying, kill the effing cop. But it didn't matter. It wasn't allowed to be shown. The original attorney my son had went to the judge and tried to lie and say that my son could no longer afford to pay him. My son said, that's a lie, Your Honor. I've got the receipts to prove I'm paying him. It turns out that the attorney he had has been brought up on several charges for misconduct, and he was eventually disbarred and released from my son's case. Now, with COVID and everything going on, all the postponements and everything, we're now years out. It happened in 19. He didn't go in front of the judge for trial until 2021. He went in front of the judge, prepare for trial, and the judge said, well, you need a lawyer. And he said, Your Honor, I don't have the funds. Multiple times he applied for public defenders. Multiple times he was denied. The judge gave him a list of attorneys that were slow or low pay. Every attorney on a 5-page list was either deceased, disbarred, are no longer with the firm. He went back in front of the judge, and the judge said, that's not my problem. This family's waited long enough for their trial. We're going to trial. You're going to have to defend yourself. So 6 months before my son's trial date, we were able to find an attorney, Bo Worthington, to take on my son's case pretty much pro bono. He did everything he possibly could, pled with the courts to get assistance for investigators, for more time, everything. 30 days before my son's trial date, the judge gave him state funds to be able to get an investigator to find the witnesses that are now 4 years down the road. And there was nothing we could do. My son has been model inmate, unfortunately. He just turned 33, and he's now looking to spend the rest of his life in jail. We have filed every appeal we possibly can. The public defender that he has at the appellate level has just filed a 35B, which, from what I understand, and I apologize for my ignorance on the laws, is for requests for resentencing, to lower his sentencing, if I'm not mistaken. And she told him to file a 35C against every attorney who's touched his case because he did not do anything wrong. This should have clearly been a self-defense case. And he has been thrown under the bus. Now, the gentleman, unfortunately, had previous arrest records in multiple states, and we were not allowed to bring that up in the courts. The judge's exact words were, he's not on trial, you are. He fled the state of Florida and the state of, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Tennessee and another state, because if he got arrested again, he was going to jail for life. So now my son is sitting in jail for the rest of his life on a simple self-defense case that was all on video that we could not show. Cynthia found out what was going on and reached out to me instantly, and she's been a rock. She has been there by my side and helped me through all of this to this day, and she still continues to, even though my son's case is more at a state level, she's been there to help me. She's introduced me to Martha. Martha has called me multiple times. Send me your case, I'll see what I can do. I just sent it to her for her and her husband to review. This isn't anything any parent should have to go through. So to see it on a federal level, to weaponizing things, down to a state level, to weaponizing it, somebody who's defended their country and wants to continue to defend when he gets out. He wants to fight for it. It's sad and it's sickening to go through. Never would I think this is something that would happen in this world today. But unfortunately, this is where we are. And these tragic series of events of what Martha's family's going through and the other families have gone through, this is what has to bring us together instead of the joy of living free in today's society. Thank you.